like put that in the same category as self-love, right? Like when people think about self-love, they automatically think about like going to the spa, getting your nails done, or getting your hair done, or stuff like that. But to me, self-love is as simple as meditating, eating right, or setting boundaries. Like you said, because basically that's setting boundaries. And I've been okay with saying no. Like I feel like saying no is a form of self-love for me because I'm so used to being a people pleaser.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like no, I can't do that. No, I'm not gonna do that, and I'm okay with setting my ground and standing in it. You know what I'm saying? Like no, that's not okay.
And it's crazy because I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
go ahead. But it's crazy because before I used to think me saying no was me being mean or me being a nasty person or just being rude. But it's not. I'm not being rude. I'm not being nasty. I'm not being mean. But I'm being very clear on what I want to do and what I don't want to deal with. And just because you're upset, depressed, and going through something doesn't mean that I have to pull myself in that frequency to bring you out of it. That's not my responsibility because when I was on my shit, the only person that brought me up out of that was me. So, I feel like it's no bad blood. It's no, I'm never going to be there for you. But right now, I'm there for me. So, very clear.
I feel like for those of you that are watching, like, these are some things that are very important. And I feel like it's important to have this type of self-love so that you stay intact with what you want for yourself and intact with your goals that you set for yourself because that's important. So that's and to the next question, honey. The next one is being that mental health is important. What's one thing that you recommend to someone watching to start today to help with the mental health? And that was kind of along the lines of what you just said, but if you're talking specifically about mental health and helping with mental health, because if people out here watch us and they know that that's something that we are not shy to talk about. Like we ain't shy to talk about when I'm sad, when I'm mad, when I'm hurt, or when I'm, you know what I'm saying, and that affects your mental health. So what's something that you would recommend somebody to do today?
Something that I feel like somebody should do today is you need to talk to yourself. I feel like people sometimes might think it's crazy or something, but I genuinely talk to myself. If you follow my blogging channel, I talk to myself in the mirror and I call it like mirror work. And when I'm in the mirror, I literally say, Tay, I forgive you for, Tay, I'm proud of you for, Tay, I commend you. And I say these things to myself on a regular basis. And it got emotional at first because, I had to be honest with myself. I forgive you for literally losing yourself in someone else because you wanted them so bad. Like, I forgive you for doing that. And I really had to be clear about what I did. You know what I'm saying? I had to be really clear about those things. And I feel like when I shed light on my shadow sides, that's when I started getting like the best results. So one thing you can do, and it's free, is just talk to yourself. And I recommend putting it on your mirror. I put it on my mirror so I can see it every day. But just talking to yourself, being gentle with yourself, being kind to yourself. Because, think about it. We had a nigga. I get this nigga 100 times, but I'm going to be mad at myself and I get myself 100 times too.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's what I do. Talk to myself.
I love that.
Hey, you a bad bitch.
Mirror work is definitely like top tier. Like I feel like if anybody has a self-care routine, mirror work is definitely one of the things that is essential to not just healing, but being able to really confirm within yourself that it's okay for the things that you went through, and I'm gonna forgive myself and I'm gonna move forward.
I'm gonna forgive myself. Yes. And I tell my friend that too. I tell Lelee that. I said Lelee gets down on herself because she wants to be perfect, and I'm like, friend,
yes,
what we're gonna do is reset, try it again, and move forward. You're gonna make mistakes. Even us right now, we're having a whole event, and we make often little mistakes here and there. It's about what you do moving forward, though, and the intentions of trying to be a better person. So, give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace. I feel like with me, one of the things that I have been learning, and I do that. I am really, really hard on myself. So I've been learning to not be so hard on myself. But in that, I feel like it's okay to have space as far as be to yourself. Like, I find a lot of clarity with being alone. And I used to think the fact that I would like to be alone was like, a flaw of mine. Like, I felt like it was because I'm trying to be in my cave and I just want to be away from people. And, you know, I talk about social anxiety and how like people on the internet, they think that I'm really like, I am outgoing. I have like
Right.
I'm an introvert extrovert. It's hard to explain because once you get to know me, I'm definitely outgoing and stuff, but I'm really introverted, so it's hard for me to get out of that shell.
Right.
And so I had to become okay with knowing I like my space. I like my peace, and that is fine. And that is good for my mental health. Like, it's good for me to be able to sit with myself and think with myself and be away from other and out of other people's energy so that I can connect with my energy. So,
Mm-hmm. And
that's,
I mean, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your own company. Because
yes,
one thing about it, I ain't never gonna let myself down.
yes, exactly. And then and if you do, it's like we be the hardest critics. And that's just like you said with me. Like with
Mm-hmm.
me, I will let myself down. You said I ain't gonna never let myself down, but I was the one who would let myself down. I'm sitting here like I'm gonna be so hard on myself and down on myself and not be down on the next person. But when I get to myself and I'm able to sit with myself and think to myself and be happy in my mind, in my space, that makes me feel empowered and that helps me mentally. It
Okay,
is.
friend. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, babe. I'm proud of you too.
Thanks, girl.
I tell you every day because honey, Tay has been flourishing, and one thing she don't do is motherfucking bounce out of it.
I'm gonna bounce out quick, honey. I like to be happy. I'm not gonna stay in that energy. I control my happiness.
Period. So, when you set your goals, do you follow a plan or do you just wing it? I think that's a good question because people be like, you know, y'all keep talking about setting goals, setting goals, setting goals. Like some people don't even know what the hell set goals is. So when you set your goals, do you wing it or do you like plan it out?
Well, Lily know damn well when I'm my host, I'm gonna plan this out from A to Z. We got a script we are going by, a prompt. I'm not winging nothing because if I gotta wing it, I'm not doing it. I like everything. I like everything to be laid out a certain way. The first thing I do is when I have a goal is okay, so let me give y'all a little tea. So I'm going, clearly I want to do a web series. So with me doing that, I'm going to write out a list of things that I need. I need script writers. I need actors. I need locations. I need all these kinds of things. So I write all those things out and then I check them off list by list. And then that's how I make it. When I wing stuff, I mean, depending on how big it is, I probably could wing it if it's something I'm familiar with. But if it's definitely something new, I'm not winging it because I want to make sure I show up a certain way. So, you know, winging ain't my thing. Lily be good with the winging and
I
last
do.
minute.
I'm a person. I kind of operate out of mess sometimes, and that but you know that was one of my goals for 2022, and I feel like I'm really doing good in it. And that's also I feel like a part of the reason why God had you in my life because we need to learn certain things in order to grow. So with me learning from you, like the planning, I've always wanted to be detail oriented and be able to plan. And I spoke about that on our last live because I feel like people who went to college, they're really good at that. And don't get me wrong, some hood smart people are really good at that too because you got to be able to plan shit. But I feel like with me being a hustler, I'm really good at winging shit. Like I'm gonna make something out of nothing. It can be down to my last day, and I'm gonna make a fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So, I've really been enjoying planning though, cause like even with all the things that I have that's gonna be launching soon, it makes me stick to what I actually want to do. And now I'm like, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, and it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. Okay, honey. I like these questions. I just came up with these in 5 minutes.
I was like, friend, you came up with them.
See, that's the winging it. I just did this. I was sitting on the toilet and I was like,
For the wing.
okay. Oh, I just said that. Well, we kind of just shared that. I was like, what are some of, if you don't mind sharing, what are some of the goals that you have for 2022? Like, where do you see Tay without oversharing?
I want to do a lot of entrepreneurial things. I feel like that I have so much knowledge, and I think that I've kind of limited to YouTube or limited to just like a video. And I want to do a lot more interactive things and teaching people and giving classes. I definitely want to get more into like my web series and film things because that's something I really, really enjoy right now. So y'all know I'm about to start taking acting classes.
Period.
Period. And y'all know I'm going to Paris Fashion Week, so of course I'm not going to be doing selling wholesale no more. But I'm definitely gonna be teaching y'all about it because I know the ins and out about that stuff. But I'm doing more like cut and sew and doing more custom designs. I feel like wholesale, it just wasn't my calling no more. So with me, just doing things that's out of my head and bringing it to life. So those are things that I'm doing. And you know, I plan on my tarot reader style will be engaged by 2023. So you know, I mean, that might happen too.
Period.
But, you know, I'm gonna see.
Okay.
Big ring on me.
Period. See, you planned it for it, and I'm just like,
feel like okay.
Yeah. But no, I definitely love that. I feel like some goals that I have for 2022, I'm definitely going to be teaching more, stepping back into doing, you know, my entrepreneur type thing, honey. I feel like that's my element. I love helping people. I love being that resource that people can go to and get the things that they need to have for them to grow. I love seeing people grow and, you know, come from a place of basically like pain to champagne. Like you coming out your pain to champagne. And pain don't necessarily have to be heartbreak or none of that shit. It's really coming from the struggle to really sipping on some champagne. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be definitely doing that. I feel like a lot of my goals are more around the structure with my home. You know what I'm saying? Like family oriented. I plan to spend more time doing things with my family this year. I plan to spend more time working on budgeting and my credit, and I plan to invest like heavily this year. I want to take my money and the money that I'm being blessed with and invest it properly so that money can keep growing money and my money just keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. We plant money trees.
Period. And I feel like with planting the money trees, it's crazy because you gotta spend money to make money.
You have to.
You cannot be scared to spend a lot of money. I'm talking about, child, I dropped like almost 10 bands in 1 week, and I'm just like, bitch.
Yes.
But you know, I know that in abundance it's gonna come back. But yes, honey, I feel like right now y'all know I make money, but I feel like this year I'm more about investing in myself, paying for doing things. If I can get some freebies, you know, I'm gonna take them or some little discounts. Lily, know I'm a cheap ass bitch.
Girl, she's so cheap. Girl, so yeah, we need to get on it.
I'm so cheap.
It's like two different type of Libras because I'm cheap. I'm really cheap, but
Lily is not cheap. Lily is gonna spend that money, and I'm over here penny pinching and got 6 figures in the bank account. Over time, I'm not paying it.
She be like, y'all, it could be the simplest thing. I'm just to give an example. Like, just say something is $2,200. Tab be like, you think we can do 1,200? 2,200. You want to take off a whole $1,000?
And Lily be like, I don't know, Tay, because, and I'm like, they trying to play us, girl. I know we can get it down.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you got to pay people what they worth. I'm more of a, like, I believe in people before they even show me what the fuck they can do.
No, I don't believe that.
She's like, either way, it don't even matter if you can't show her what the fuck you do. She gonna, you said 200? You said 200? 200.
Then I'm like, show me the proof because I need to see you're worth it.
Yeah.
Child, I'm a cheap bitch.
Meanwhile, I be like, spend that shit. We gonna spend that shit and get it right back.
This me. I don't know if you getting all that from me. But no, this year I really have been investing in myself.
You have.
Yeah. I've been investing in myself and I've been putting a lot of money into me, but I know it's all gonna come back tenfold. I'm not worried about that. But you gotta spend money, child. So I feel like this year is all about me just putting money out there, putting money into myself and not just being like, okay, I made this money, because no. It takes time to make money. They say from like
time.
Business, like your the first year and a half, 2 years, you don't even make a lot of profit off your business. It's putting it into the business.
Yes.
You know? So
the first year in business, people be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be rich." No, you're not. You will if you go now and you blow your money. And I've made that mistake, and I speak on that often. And that's some of the things that I'm gonna be teaching on. Cause, honey, when you come from barely making $10,000 a year to then you making $10,000 a week, it's like, okay,
or spending it.
This I can do that, yes. And then you want to give, and there's no structure around your money. So, like we said, this year it's all about learning how to invest, and I'm thinking long term. So if I invest in this now, 3, 5, 10 years, this is going to really benefit the well-being of my life as well as my family. So I feel like those are lessons that people have to learn, but like we here so you guys can learn from our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like you can skip all that shit and you can budget that first year. Like you really have to stay down for the come up. And I have been saying like the next 6 months of my life is definitely staying down for the come up, because it's all about planning, being strategic, and really capitalizing off of everything that I have worked hard to build in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I'm proud. Let me go to the what? You read comments. Oh no, her phone paused. How did you balance your short-term and long-term goals? It's so hard. Am I the only one paused, or is Tay just paused? It blocked you. Let me see. This is really. Oh, okay. It's a call. Okay. Why did it block her? Tay said it blocked her. Hold on. Girl. I'm probably looking slow looking at this phone. Oh, there you go. What is it doing? Let me call her back, honey. Oh, she said she on here. Why did it block you, baby? Hold on, let me go invite that one in. Period.
Girl, it took me off. You know, Instagram be hating me.
I was just like, what? Why they be hating on you?
Girl, they told me I'm blocked from the live, so I had to come on a pain and champagne.
Period.
This low key my little fake page. Let me stop.
No, because I went and I blocked everybody who don't need to be.
Oh, turn the music down real quick. I think that's why. Maybe it's the music.
Is that it? Is
my
it
nail? It's my nail tag. Say hey.
Hey, honey.
Not hi, honey. It's the nail tag and the music.
It's a. Oh, let me tell you, it's unable to join. You think it's my music?
You got music on?
Yeah.
I barely hear it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, we can read the music with a shut her down. Okay.
Oh,
What you saying?
somebody had asked a question and they was like, basically they be confused on how you separate the short-term and long-term goals. So with me, we're separating short-term and long-term goals. Like, okay, just say, well, I feel like you have to be realistic with your goals, right? And this is one of the things that I be talking about. Like, a person can't be sitting up here saying they want to make $100,000 and you don't have no income producing activity to help you make $100,000. So how in the fuck is you gonna make $100,000? You can't just make it. You can't pull it out your butt. You know what I'm saying? So when you creating $100,000 as your long term goal, what income producing activity are you going to do on a daily or weekly or monthly basis to produce this amount of money? So that's how I break down my goals. So and it's different for everybody. You might be trying to make $100,000 a year. I might be trying to make $100,000 a month, $100,000 a week, $100,000 a day. Each one of those are going to involve me to map out what I need to do to get that money. So that is what kind of should help you separate your short-term and long-term goals, because you know what you can do on a short-term and long-term basis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it gotta be, I feel like it has to be realistic, but it doesn't have to be so, let me take that back. It don't have to be realistic, but it has to be something that's with it.
Why does her, I think the live hate her. Tay, I can't hear you.
killing me. But I said, where did I leave off at?
I don't know. It went blank as soon as you started talking. It was like, you know how them TikToks be like, wah, 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 wah. It don't hear no more.
Oh, child. Okay, let me see. Okay, so basically, I was saying is, it has to be realistic, but it also you can still be a dreamer. So, for example, with me, right this moment, I'm not doing anything that could make me 100,000 in a day. You get what I'm saying? So, to me setting 100,000 in a day goal for the next month, that's unrealistic because I'm not doing shit. Now, if I wanted to say I could have me $100,000 a month goal, that's actually really realistic for me right now because y'all know I did that one challenge where I made 50,000 in like a month. So so you have to do it for what you. I mean, for example, if you're working at McDonald's, it's not wrong with McDonald's, but maybe you should make your goal to be 1,000 a week or 500 a week. That way you can break down per day. But it just has to be. You have to make it make sense because then if not, you're just gonna keep disappointing yourself. So do it within your means,
and
you can always build.
It won't be anything that you feel like you can stick to because the thing about short-term and long-term goals is consistency. So either way, you have to do something every day to work at.
Right, and somebody said, I heard someone say, be unrealistic when you set your goals and be realistic about the process. I agree with you. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say don't be unrealistic, but it's like I don't know what other word to use to say do something that's within that is obtainable. If you work at McDonald's, you can't say I'm gonna start making 100,000 in a freaking day. But you can manifest that to come to you. And so that's what I feel like when I'm saying it.
It's a difference between spiritually setting a goal and claiming something over your life and actually having the means of attractiveness. Because honestly, yes, people can go out and they can manifest whatever they want. But I reasonably don't believe that a person can just say, oh, I'm going to manifest $1 million next month, and they've never had anything.
They didn't do anything to make it come to fruition.
Yes, or they haven't. I feel like everything is still a process. All millionaires, billionaires, or whatever, they went through a process. They went through a process of being broke. They went through a process of having money, and they went through a process of like pretty much losing their money and having to get it back, because that's the time when you really say, I ain't gonna make that mistake no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like everything is a process. You can manifest it, but are you gonna be able to keep it?
100%.
Yeah. So you still gotta do the work. Right. Gotta do the work and sow some seeds, period.
Y'all got a question? Or do Lelee got a question?
Because I'm finna get into it. You have to take action. You can't have manifestations without faith. But understandable. I feel like with that, like, there are things manifested in my life that I wrote out in the present tense as if I had it 5 and 6 years ago. Right? So was that unrealistic then? That wasn't unrealistic because either way, it was a goal. But if I was setting it for a month or 2 or 6 months later and I didn't have anything to produce that goal, then yes, it was unrealistic.
Right.
It's just the hard damn truth. But a lot of us be wanting shit and we don't want to do the work behind it. And a lot of us, and then I also think too, because you see things like spirituality can get so confusing because people like, it's like, oh, well, we shouldn't have to work that hard to get where we're old and this, and this. Unfortunately, some people do. It depends on what's set up in your chart. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't and some people do. But you have to do what you have to do for you and figure that shit out.
Yeah, and I also feel like if it's meant for you, it's going to be a lot more easier than somebody that's forcing it.
Exactly. Because somebody that's forcing it, it probably ain't going to come to them.
It's not coming for you.
Yes. I just had this, and this is kind of personal because I just had this conversation with my mom. My mom's car is down, right? So I had to stop my work, and y'all know I've been off social media because I've been working really hard. Tay and I have been really, really busy. We got different projects, and then we're working on our projects together. And so my mom was like, she need to go to the store. She was all sad, this, and this, girl. So I go take her to the store, and I have my person that's working with me. So we in the car. My mama tell me to get her some cigarettes. I'm like, I ain't buying you no cigarettes. I feel like that's a supportive habit that you need to make sure you got the funds for. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Period.
not
I
that
doubt you, but I ain't supporting it.
I'm not willing to support. So anyway, she goes on this whole like little guilt. It's kind of toxic, but she goes on this whole little guilt trip or whatever because she's sad because she has been in the house. She's depressed. She's stuck. Her car down. So she feel like it's the one time I'm asking people for stuff and I can't get it. So she literally in my front seat crying. But I really want to light in her ass because whose problem is that? This is not my problem. That's a you problem, not a me problem. You understand? So either way, I did it for my mama. But I had to bring up the conversation because with her and my dad, it's like I'm teaching them things, right? So we end up getting into like why she doesn't have the money to supply her habit and why the choices that you made in the past made it to where your income is where it's at and that's not none of my responsibility, right? So she was like, well, I didn't have this choice and I'm praying to God. She said, I'm praying about it. I said, you praying about it, but what work are you doing? Like God is not gonna show up at your front door. She was like, yes he is. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not going to show up at your front door. Prayer don't work without action behind it. That's like I know prayer don't work without faith, but prayer don't work without action behind it. So we had this whole conversation, and I ended up having a conversation with her about mindset and how to write in the present tense. Because I learned how to journal from my mom. My mom journals, and she talks to God through journaling, and she's done it my whole life. So that's why I have so many journals. And so
Right.
she was really intrigued with learning how to script in the present tense. She was like, that really makes sense. I'm talking to God as if the things that I want are already in my reach. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yes, that makes prayer feel so much better because it's not as if you're going to him in negative energy and you're begging or you're coming out of lack. You are coming out of a place of I have faith that you are going to provide for me, and whatever it is that I'm going through is going to be worked out in the name of God. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Preach, friend.
yes, that was a whole little spiel, but that's what I went through.
No, but I understand it. And you speaking big facts.
Yes, and that was a part of me setting boundaries and practicing self-love because, like, no, you not. But the next part, you guys, is the influencer versus the entrepreneur. So I want to know. Do you think that there's a difference in being an influencer versus an entrepreneur or the entrepreneur? So I want to know, do you think that there's a difference in being an influencer versus an entrepreneur or are they the same to you?
Yeah, they're different to me. I feel like you can be both, but I feel like they're different. I feel like an influencer is people that actually influences trends. I'm influencing you to wear this hairstyle, wear this outfit. I'm kind of like um I'm the blueprint for people wanting to be the copy. I'm laying out the carpet and showing you you do shit how I do it. I feel like an entrepreneur is like a business person. I mean, I feel like an influencer to me, you don't even have to be popping to be an influencer, but most influencers that are good influencers are going to be popping ass influencers. But you have influencers that aren't entrepreneurs. You get what I'm saying? You could be an entrepreneur with no following because at the end of the day, you're business minded. You go get it. You're a hustler. You make stuff happen. You're teaching people about certain things. I mean, in the same breath, like I said, you could be bold, which makes you like iconic. I mean, clearly like me, but I feel like, I think they're definitely different. I feel like I started wanting to, my fault. I feel like I started with my social media career wanting to be like an influencer. I wanted to be that person that people look at. I wanted to be that go-to girl. I feel like as I've gotten older, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to say I don't care if people look at me for the set trends, but I feel like I'm more so about my money and teaching now.
Yes. Right. I think that's so funny. When I started this whole I think that entrepreneur and influencer are two different things. I do think that they somehow cross paths if you take yourself serious as an entrepreneur, as an influencer, because as an influencer, you do have to do some of the same things that an entrepreneur does, as far as
Right.
planning, scheduling, and staying intact. But and I feel like they are still a difference, because there are people who don't have a business outside of influencing, and I think that running a business over running just yourself is, that's two different things. So that's what separates the two, for those of you who are like, you feel like it's the same thing, because I saw some comments and people were like, they feel like it's the same and they feel like it's this, but and that's what takes
It's like that weird little line.
it's like a thin line between the influencer and the entrepreneur, right? And I feel like
an entrepreneur, it's weird. Like, if you're a good influencer, you're gonna turn into an entrepreneur, because you know that people are looking to you. Like, for example, Jada Wade, she know motherfuckers were looking at her for hair, so she just started selling hair. She know people were looking at her for her outfits, but she's an influencer. But it's, how do I say this? With Jada Wade, the stuff she sells is really cute, but that was not the kind of stuff that she wears. That's more like basics, right? Exactly. But she's being an entrepreneur by selling that to her customers. But you got to think about it. We follow her for the lifestyle. She lit, she cute, she pretty. She got a baby, got a little baby. Like, that's why we follow her, for the influence. But you're purchasing her entrepreneurial products because you're so inspired by her influence, her story.
And that is
where make both work.
Will intertwine, right? Because it's people who are popular but not paid, right? It's people who have plenty of followers on social media and they don't know how to make any of those people buy from them or buy from them. So it can go into different things. Hey, you guys, okay, purchasing.
Thank you.
Okay. I feel like the structure is, it's a thin line between it. It can be the same, but your mindset changes as you enter into the next level. I think entrepreneurship is the next level of being an influencer. So I like that. I feel like that was
yes, I agree. I mean, what would y'all rather be, an entrepreneur or an influencer, if you had to pick?
Would you rather be an entrepreneur or an influencer? I feel like, and now let me just be honest. When it comes to being an influencer, right, it does come with a lot of perks. You are getting paid. You're getting a lot of things free. People are paying you to be who you are. You get sponsored trips. You get sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of things that you don't get as an entrepreneur, as an influencer. So people who intertwine the both are really blessed.
Yeah.
But as an entrepreneur not gonna have sponsorships. They ain't gonna be getting flown out on trips because they don't influence all these people to buy their damn product. They fly themselves out. They the boss.
Exactly. And they the person that is looking to other people to be influenced. I'm paying them to influence people to buy my shit. Like, that's like a brand to me, if you're gonna separate.
And honestly, I feel like, I was gonna ask you this, I feel like that makes it much more stressful. I feel like being an entrepreneur and an influencer is like a stressful career choice. Y'all get it?
Period.
I don't care about social media, anything. I'll get it all on my own. But the thing is you should be utilizing your social media. I feel like anybody who on this live right damn now, if you on this live to be liking things, not just if you like in corporate America. If you in corporate America and your goal is already set, you make enough money to where you feel like you living the life that you want to be living, then I'm not talking to you. But I'm talking to the person who feel like they want to be able to buy the shit that they see these influencers buy. They want to buy the shit and do the shit and live the life that they see these other people buying. And they on social media to just be liking shit. And they don't have nothing that they trying to sell to make a life for themselves. I feel like that if that's the case, social media is unnecessary. Because if that's the case, then I would choose a life without social media. But if you own social media,
I feel that. But I feel like with us being Libras, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, we do like attention. So I definitely would. I couldn't really see. I could be an entrepreneur, but I like the little bit of influence I do have too.
I think I get that. I feel like Libras do like attention. I feel like Libras do like But I feel like Libras naturally attract attention. I don't feel like they like
look
it.
at me.
They naturally attract attention. But okay, next question is, what's one thing you would recommend to someone who wants to be an influencer? And then I said, what's one thing you would recommend to someone who wants to be an entrepreneur?
Somebody wants to be an influencer. I feel like that you gotta be educated on what type of influencer you're trying to be and what lane are you trying to tap in and see what they're doing, not to mimic shit. To see what they're doing, not to mimic it, but just to see what is actually being posted. So for example, if you want to be an influencer with hair, you got to see what type of post is getting the best reactions. People like reels, they like Instagrams, they like what are they doing? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Twitter? All those kinds of things, and then make it your own, because that's when you start to stand out. I mean, you could do the same thing everybody else doing, but somebody's already doing it, so why would they pick you?
Right. I like that. So that was you. Did you say both? I had paused.
No, I just did the one.
Oh, okay. I feel like
Let me see.
I don't have your charger, dude. I haven't seen your charger. I don't have your charger.
What are we gonna do?
Huh?
Nothing.
I didn't see him with your charger. Oh, okay. Okay, so sorry, y'all. See, kids. What's one thing you recommend to someone? Okay, I had forgot the whole question because she threw me out. So one thing that I would recommend to someone who is wanting to be an influencer is to definitely be authentic and stay true to yourself. But also, it's kind of like what Tay said. I would just find what is trending at that time. If you want to pop off as an influencer, you need to find what is trending at that time and pretty much do that. That's what I did. When it came to doing hair reviews and stuff on YouTube, I found what was most popular on YouTube at that time, and I did a video on those things because I knew the algorithm was going to pick that up because this is what's popping now. It's like the same thing with TikTok and Reels. If you want to grow on TikTok, if you want to grow on Reels, you make sure your quality on point. You find the trending song or the trending TikTok or the trending Reel, and you do that, and that way you pushed out into the algorithm. Does that make sense?
Period. I heard you.
Okay. And the last one was, what do you recommend to somebody wanting to be an entrepreneur?
Repeat that question again, my lad.
What's one thing you recommend to someone who wants to be an entrepreneur?
For someone that wants to be an entrepreneur, I feel like that. Let me see. What is some good advice that I would take? I think it, to be honest, I feel like it low-key would be the same thing. Because I feel like you have to be knowledgeable about what you're going to get in. So, for example, with me, like I said, I want to start doing web series and stuff. I have to educate myself and be very knowledgeable on it. And then I have to put myself in those rooms. So with me, lately, I've been looking up like Eventbrite events or talking to people that are actors and doing certain my due diligence to kind of put myself in that space. I'm in the YouTube space. I know all about YouTube stuff, but I don't know about the acting stuff. So I just vocalize and talk to people about it, and I also make sure that I'm putting them spaces. But you have to be, anything you do, you have to be knowledgeable about it to do it. So for example, if I wanted to start being a nail tech, I'm a if I wanted to start being a nail tech, I'm gonna put myself in them nail tech rooms. So yeah, just make sure you educate on it. And know that when you start, one more thing. Know when you start, you're not going to know everything. Like most of this, you'll learn as you go. So don't be too hard on yourself and keep saying, oh, I don't have everything, so I'm going to wait to start it. I'm going to wait to start it. Why would you wait to start it? How long you going to wait? Because you never going to have everything you need. You learn as you go of what you need. So
exactly.
Definitely.
I feel like what you recommended was exactly what I would recommend because knowledge is power. And that's exactly what I be saying on my stories. If y'all watch my stories, I feel like the one thing that took me from one level to the next was putting myself in these rooms, investing in myself, doing things outside the box, outside of my norm, and really taking the time to learn and research whatever it was that I was wanting to do. I had no knowledge about YouTube before I started YouTube, but I had to watch videos on how to start a fucking YouTube. I taught myself tech-tarded. I was not the girl that was in computer class. I hated computer class. I still don't know how to type a certain amount of words per minute. I barely know how to type, okay? Like, I'm not the techie type person.
Right.
I knew this was something that I wanted to do, so I taught myself how to do it. When I started a hair business, I had no entrepreneurs around me. Nobody had a hair business that I could go talk to and ask questions. I had to do the research, look it up, and I figured it out. And when you do those things, you begin to like really reprogram your mind, right? Hey, Denim.
Can you back up?
Hey, mamas. You begin to really reprogram your mind. So I started to just dive into learning. And that changed the trajectory of my life, and it brought me to what I am right now. And I said I'm forever a student. So with what I'm teaching right now, just like Tay said, she want to learn about film. She never did film or nothing like that, so she's having to do that. By the way, honey, I was in improv my whole life, like theater, like that. So you know, holla at me.
You know, come have a little part on the show.
Okay. But I feel like that's so important. And I feel like people don't understand. That's like even with our event with Paint Champagne, it's a motivational event. But it's really important to invest in yourself, to put yourself in these different rooms, to go learn from people that may be outside of your box. You know, that you might got a little bit that you can relate to them, but you really want to learn from them. Because at the end of the day, everybody who... Hold on. I got to be a mama real quick.
Not gonna mute us. Now she gonna mute us so she can yell at them babies. Look at my daughter being real good. Hey, Dina.
Girl, it's 9:50.
Yes, we was only supposed to be on here for 20 minutes. This bitch gotta be on here talking.
I'm sorry. And then you know, when kids, this is the thing, when you become mothers, so you know, Dylan be doing it, but when kids see you on the phone or they doing something, they just think they do. Mine might have been in this kitchen 4-5 times.
Child, this is a party at your house.
Right? It sounds like I got apes and chimpanzees in my motherfucking house right now. I don't know. And then Denim is getting in the phone. So you know exactly.
They said Denim get her nails done.
Yes. But
no, I feel you, friend. I feel like but well, I do want to say this one piece of advice though. Don't be afraid to put yourself in certain rooms that you feel like you possibly don't belong in. Because when you surround yourself, my graphic designer, me and her are really close, and she said your network is your net worth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think when I first came to LA, I got invited to like parties where it was millionaires. Mm-hmm. And I would be so scared to go. I was like, I got money, but I ain't no millionaire. I don't want to go. And it's like I was only holding myself back. So once I started getting in those spaces with people that was doing their YouTube stuff, making millions, and was on entrepreneur stuff, it's like I started becoming the space too. You get what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of that. Because one thing about me, I'll be honest, being in an uncomfortable space, it is uncomfortable. But once I done did it, it ain't uncomfortable no more. So now I'm just new level, new devil. You get what I'm saying? So don't forget that you can be the person that's holding yourself back. Because nobody knows what's going on in your head. Yeah. So that's one big thing I want to say. Because I know with me, I'd be like, oh my God. Like, I ain't gonna cap. I got invited to go out to lunch with this guy that makes a lot of money. And he loves a lot about the fashion industry. I was just like, oh my God. I know fashion, but like that's a whole nother level. I was so nervous, so like not scared, but I was just really like intimidated. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. And when I went, we had a ball. I'm talking about, he was like, you know, we gotta do something, like just giving me gems. So don't be afraid and don't talk yourself out of things, because that's something that, you know, can happen. I'm always do something. Even if I'm scared, I'm gonna still do it. So yes.
I feel like that was definitely one of the best things that I learned last year in 2019. Like being in the MLM, or being, y'all know I was in the MLM, and being in the MLM, you be around so many different multimillionaires and people with money. And I remember before I even started that, like I was dead ass broke. Doing YouTube the first couple of years, I was dead ass broke. And when I was saying that I was going to these webinars, it'd probably be my last $100, my last $200. I remember one time I went to Vegas, and I went to like a $3,000 conference, and I actually had won like, I don't know, like she was doing a giveaway on, like, she was like, if you message me and tell me why you feel like you should win, I'ma like give you a ticket to my conference. The conference was like over $3,000 something. And basically all I had to pay was $500 to go to this conference. And I went to Vegas and I went to that conference and I was broke. Like I had no money, and I was around all these people who were like corporate people and these successful women. And I remember like before I got in there, I would have to talk myself into it. Like, you belong here. Like, you can do this. Like, you can go and you can network, and you can. And I met some amazing dope ass women who ain't even on social media, but they dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the opportunity. And I even remember when I joined TLC, I was sitting in the back of the room at TLC, but when I joined TLC, I walked up to the front and I was like, y'all gonna know. I'm like, if I do something, I'm gonna put my all into it. It's like, put me in the game, coach. But I still let myself get in my head, and I let myself get kicked out my spot as well. But that's not happening. So with you guys, when it comes to Pain to Champagne, it's like, don't get tricked out your spot. Don't let what you feel like could be doubt keep you from missing an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Or not having the opportunity. Like, don't let that happen. Like, take that chance, spend that money, do what you need to do, invest, learn, put yourself in these spaces, surround yourself with these people, go do these new things, you know, do it for you. Some of my page get the popping. What? Thank y'all. But I know Tay finna finish getting her nails done. We was really supposed to be on here 20 minutes, and we ended up going an hour. And before I go, I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all got some questions?
I can't read the questions because they ain't moving, but you can read one out to me or something.
Okay. Do y'all got some questions before we go? What do you do? No, I'm period. Don't overthink. I love that. You versus you. Don't block your blessings. Any recommendations for hotels? You both. How many tickets left? Get your ticket and secure your spot. Don't worry about how many tickets left. Make sure you got yours.
Period.
Girl, I get it from my mama. I just find like that, you know.
I only imagine what's going on in these comments. I told you they work for me. Not you just buying is all relying on.
What the hell? I'm not even gonna answer some of this shit. Hold on. Hold on. You said what? That's what I'm doing by coming to Pain to Champagne. I'm excited putting myself out there. Yes, doll. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to see y'all in this room. Like, this event, like us doing this, has been really, really, like, it's gonna be monumental. Like, it's gonna be a really dope ass experience. It's us doing something new. We doing something new. We never did this before. This is us taking that leap and stepping out on faith and doing something that God whispered in our ear and said, try it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super proud of my friend. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of you guys for those of you who have purchased the tickets. And I can't wait to see y'all. How much you think people invested in YouTube before it popped off? Hell, not much. I feel like they didn't know it was gonna be popping like that. They didn't know the internet was gonna bring in this coin. But I bet now, if they wanted to buy YouTube, honey, they would. Shit. Can you guys please keep this live up? We can see. Yeah, we can keep the live up. It ain't nothing.
I get 10% in me.
Well, bye. Nah, just but before I go, I just wanted to say, y'all, I had a quote that I had ran across today, and basically it was saying that the past is your teacher, but the present is your creation. So make sure y'all remember that every day. The past is your teacher, but the present is your creation. So every day when you get discouraged and shit like that, or you sad about something that done happened from the past, because depression come from shit that done already happened. You know what I'm saying? You remember that you can make change in today, and you can change your tomorrow. So create that shit. But I love y'all. And we're gonna go. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to Pain to Champagne. And we gonna see y'all there.
Yes, child, look at this little hoe laying up here.
Oh my god. And that's funny because Riley just came in here doing my place.
It's hard being a mother and a bad bitch at the same time.
Not you took her with you.
Girl, I miss my daughter. I miss my girl.
She been being spoiled since she got back.
I know it. I want to take you to Paris.
You ain't taking her?
No, I got some daycare.
I love y'all too. Y'all so sweet.
Yes, and I really appreciate this talk. Y'all really made the night go by easy. And I feel like we should probably do more weekly lives. We be busy, but I feel like we want to encourage y'all. That's the whole purpose.
That's the whole point.
We're not alone. Take that pain, turn it into champagne. Even if we can't do it physically and y'all coming to the event virtually, but I mean, y'all better get y'all tickets. Oh, also, y'all keep asking, will it be virtual? No.
Yeah, no, it's not be virtual. We want it to be everything exclusive, everything
fancy, everything, you know.
Yes. Y'all, it's gonna be lit though. And I really do like these talks, and I like the fact that this live had like questions to go with it. So next time we'll probably ask y'all like a topic.
Yeah.
I feel like because I kind of came up with these topics in like an hour.
Let me mute these people real quick.
I'm going to be uploading soon, y'all. I've been trying to vlog. I've been so busy. I've been so busy. I've been working so hard and trying to really research and get y'all the right information so that what I bring to y'all, you know, it come the right way. I'm really trying to be strategic this year in 2022.
Period.
Glad I grabbed my ticket. I'm flying out on the 4th. Period. See you in Atlanta.
See you in Atlanta, Pooh.
What you getting done in your nails?
I wanted them nutty white, but it was no nut available, so I got this.
Period. Those are cute.
Oh my God, I gotta call you after this reading. I gotta call you after this live because I watched that reading.
It was on point.
It scared me.
Oh. Okay, y'all. All right. I know you can't wait for the class. The classes is coming.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, go shop with my sis, buy a class, shop with me.
Period. Buy a class.
The class ain't here yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, okay, y'all. But we're finna go. Bye. In the words of V.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye.